Here's the story of Samuel Dombey, a man like any other at the end of a long day. Guts and muscles and maybe a little more. He worked as a grave digger after the Civil War. Miles around, competition burned with the deepest rage. The work was hard, Sam did it for the cheapest wage. Seems that the other man's shoes didn't fit him. When he was out working, the others were out to get him. They called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. That's right, they called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. Digging all day, Sam's pockets got richer, but the others were wishing he was out of the picture. So late one night, some in the competition went to see Dr. Beauregard, a local magician. They asked if he could help put things in reverse. They pulled all their money for a $50 curse. Next morning at work was a commotion. Digging up graves, Sam heard an explosion, followed by a cursing, moaning and mumbling from the nearby bush as the figure came stumbling. Sam shrugged his shoulders and surveyed the damages. Later, Dr. Beauregard was seen wearing bandages. Worse for wear, he wasn't taking suggestions. Said he'd hex anyone who asked many questions. The coast wasn't clear, trouble kept lurking. The others kept scheming and others kept working. They called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. That's right, they called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. The other grave diggers lamented their blown chance, decided to take matters into their own hands. Thoughts full of poison and making a trap. They blew up the shed where Sam was taking a nap. The others were astonished and totally annoyed, and Sam walked away while the shed was destroyed. Next they tied him up and they swore that they got him when they threw him in the lake and watched him sink to the bottom below a hole, to the others' dismay. Sam was back at work again the very next day. They burned his house down to the ground, they were possessed. And when that didn't work, they finally shot him in the chest. So hold your head low and flap the flag half-mast, but it was actually Samuel that had the last laugh. He recovered again, Lord be praised. He lived to be 100 and dug the others' graves. They called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. That's right, they called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands, and he did. They called him Indestructible Sam. He promised he would die with a shovel in his hands. That's right, they called him Indestructible Sam. And he died with a shovel in his hands. And this is an even true story. It was wrote on account of old Sam working so hard. Hard work. That's the way it ought to be, I reckon. It's fun to work.